How's it going, you sexy beasts? Yesterday, the PlanetSide 2 servers went down to undergo a very important update that we have all been waiting for, the optimization patch. This has been 3 months in development and we finally got our hands on it. To sum up what the patch has done, it's made the game run significantly better on most computer setups. I have heard some people say their performance has dropped, but they're more than likely just trolling. Regardless, this is the first patch for SOE's Operation Make Faster game, and we can come to expect further patches down the road. This video isn't going to cover every single change in the entire patch, but just what I find most impactful to both the game client and gameplay. If you wish to read along with the patch notes, they will be linked in the description below for your readage pleasure. Keep in mind that the footage you're seeing is from me recording with fraps right after a catastrophic computer malfunction, so not everything is set up properly. Displayed frame rates in this video are a lot lower than what I normally get, probably about half of what I get when I'm not recording. So, let's go ahead and dive into everything that's changed with this 1.7 gigabyte patch, shall we? First off, if you've got at least a quad-core processor of any speed with a minimum of 4 gigabytes of RAM, you're going to see the most performance increase with this patch. PlanetSide 2 is being pushed to properly use all available cores on your computer, so the dreaded CPU bottleneck isn't nearly as predominant anymore. Though they've now implemented a frame rate smoothing option in the graphics settings. This will give you a lower frame rate overall, so I highly recommend turning this off to see the true beauty of the patch. If you want a good basis to start from, press the Reset to Default button and the game will attempt to gauge the visual settings to your computer's hardware specs. As for what this patch encompasses in general, are player cosmetics, vehicle physics, and debris having all been cleaned up. Sound emitters such as generator noises have been polished up, and generally all the audio seems ever so more crisp. Practically all of the textures in this game have been extremely polished. The biggest example I have is the new conglomerate's view model ARM textures. It's gone from a very bland blue plating to a more carbon fiber hexagon pattern. This change has been applied to all first-person view model arms, but seems to be the most apparent on the new conglomerate's heavy. Also, the Vonu Sovereignty's Mag Rider main battle tank and Scythe Empire-specific fighter have both been given a very odd optimization patch. They now appear much more sleek, but at the expense of some colors. The fins of the Scythe and frontal plating of the Mag Rider have both been changed to a very bland gray color as opposed to the old purple. I guess this is a push toward picking up some cosmetics so your vehicles just don't look plain awful. The Reaver's Viper fins and the Galaxy have also been affected, which makes camouflage cover less of the surface area. Also, for some reason, the Galaxy's camo texture extends to the cockpit, so I guess we now have interior cosmetics. Animations have been reworked a bit, and holy crap, do they look a lot more fluid and realistic. Standing and idle animations have been reworked, reload animations have been enhanced, and running animations while changing directions now feature a sort of lean mechanic to help keep track of a moving target and better judge their movements. Particles have also been given a good passover, but not without the loss of our most precious physics. These new particles look rather good and are most noticeable on vehicle explosions. As for physics, the entire engine needs a bit of refinement before they're allowed to be re-enabled. Trust me, I've tried through the INI file and have not been able to turn them on, sadly enough. The user interface has been pretty much completely overhauled. Gone away are the old archaic accurate box-built bars to represent health and shields. The new setup is an extreme shift into a more stylized artistic representation with a more sleek bar setup. Class-specific abilities have had their icons changed, the centralized HUD looks much more sleek, the clockwise reload counter has been changed, and the overhead Dorito display has been changed to be a bit more opaque, and also features a brand new font. The pop-up kill feed display has been changed a lot. It displays name, class, battle rank, and the faction as a background. Though it still portrays pretty much the same information as the old one, it's a lot more flashy and stays up on screen for a shorter amount of time to help clear out those massive killstreak spams. The kill feed at the top right of the screen now properly shows the weapon name a player used to take out another, as opposed to the very ambiguous weapon kill icons. Every other aspect of the user interface has been given a good old passover, such as the map load times for opening the escape button menus for the game, and your initial load times into the game overall. Also, the annoying double to triple loading screens are finally gone. Some more minimap tweaks have been made to help recon darts work properly across all clients. This means pulses on the minimap are now accurate and will now properly display enemies on the minimap to applicable players in the area. The last bit about the minimap: if you expand the minimap size, it will no longer cover other aspects around it. These include your certs, experience percentages, squad mates, the compass, and the facility name. Due to this patch being the first of many optimization patches planned to come out, the first big optimization pass in regards to maps is of course our most beloved Indar. Pretty much every single outpost and facility has been touched up to help increase frame rates across the board. These are small touches such as changing out 3 boxes standing atop one another for one single box to draw less shadows. Overall, the amount of polygons on the models of Indar are generally lower, which means less stress on your graphics card. The level of detail distances have changed, which means that objects will become less detailed the further you move away from them. This change feels much better than how it used to be, as it seems that textures don't pop in from the muddy low detail to high detail at extreme speeds. The largest change that I've seen, which is utterly undocumented on the patch notes, is the biolab change. There is now a lot more cover for both offense and defense, with a more refined spawn location for the defenders. It's still pretty much a camp fest for massive fights of 70 or more players, but it's much better for medium-sized fights. I actually enjoyed fighting in a biolab once again, which is a pretty weird thing to say. A few gameplay changes have been put into the game, but nothing too super crazy, as this is mainly an optimization patch. First, I'm sure all engineers can rejoice about the fix to the mana turrets. The anti-infantry turret will no longer have its bullets catch on its own shielding for whatever reason, which caused 0 damage. The anti-vehicle mana turret projectiles will now render properly for anyone past the 150 meter cutoff. So if you're in a tank getting hit by the rockets, you'll finally be able to see where that pesky turret is placed. Squad deploy will only deploy you on the nearest hard spawn adjacent to your squad leader, whether it be a squad spawn beacon, an outpost spawn room, or a deployed sunderer. No longer will you be drop podded into the fray when squad deploying, unless through a spawn beacon. Last bit of gameplay change are the additional lattice links emplaced on Indar. These are designed to assist in the assault of the northern warp gate, as we've all seen how much of an advantage that warp gate gives. There you have it, you sexy beasts. Operation Make Faster Games first performance update. I have a word of warning though. I'm not entirely sure if it's just my machine or not, but it seems like alt-tabbing out of the game is utterly borked and will crash your game client upon doing so. Some workarounds are pressing the Windows key on your keyboard if applicable, or press Control and Escape to tab out like that. Also, I would personally love to thank Sony Online Entertainment and everyone involved for their past 3 months of dedication and extreme hard work for this patch. PlanetSide 2 now feels like a completely new game, and it is just amazing. With such awesomeness from the developers, Zoran the Bear has a very good idea to start up a way to show our appreciation to everyone who has put in their hard work on this patch, which I'll link in the video description below. So, how has everybody's experience so far with the optimization patch? So far, my framerate has effectively been increased by about 35%. Let me know your experience in the comment section below, and I'll probably try to figure out how to reply to them with this piece of crap new Google Minus comment system. I also was trying something new with both audio and video, so if you guys wouldn't mind letting me know how the video is overall in both representation and audio quality. So there you have it, you sexy beast. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a mega super big ass thumbs up if you either found it entertaining or informative, or both, or if you just liked it in general. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, then go ahead and subscribe. It is free.